Hello, book lovers. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to another book review. What happens when a lonely young woman caught between two cultures meets a mysterious French stranger in the cold, desolate town of Sokcho? Winter in Sokcho is a novel about identity, longing, and quiet tension set against the haunting backdrop of Korea's beautiful wintry landscape. If you love literary fiction that lingers with you long after you finish it, this is a book you don't want to miss. So let's dive in. So today's book is Winter in Sokcho, written by Elisa Shua Dusapin, translated by Anissa Abbas Higgins, and it was published in 2020. Dushapin is a French Korean writer, and her bio says that she was raised in Paris and Seoul, and she attended an international school in Switzerland. This is her debut novel, and it's notable because it's a Korea set novel about Korean characters that was originally written in French and then translated into English. It was published in France to great acclaim. Apparently, it won a couple of French literature awards. And the English translation was or has been generally warmly received and much acclaimed, actually. So the novel draws on her own background and upbringing, not least in the central character, who is a young French Korean woman who is bilingual in French and Korean. It's also notable for being set in present day Sokcho. And as far as I can remember, I think this is the only story, definitely the only modern story, which I think is set in Sokcho. Like, I can't remember any other stories off the top of my head set in Sokcho. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Sokcho is up north in Gangwon-do, and many people will know it because of a mountain called Soraksan, which is a popular hiking destination. And Sokcho is generally a popular destination for tourists. And the young woman at the center of the story works in a guest house there, but it is the off season and it is the middle of a bitterly cold winter. And this young lady, she finds her life being disrupted by a mysterious stranger. So, who is this mysterious stranger? And how does he upend this young woman's life? So the mysterious man is a French guy, a French chap named Carand. He's a graphic novel writer and artist. He's the author of a successful series of graphic novels about an archaeologist adventurer. He's come to Sokcho seemingly to complete the final book in the series, which he may decide to set in Sokcho. And he's also apparently came to Sokcho for some solitude, or has he? Importantly, Karand is also the same age as the narrator's French father, who left when she was a child after seducing her mother and vanishing without a trace. This has resulted in our 20 something narrator being a source of local gossip. The narrator's Korean mother still lives in Sokcho. She works at a market, at a fish stall. The young woman has no idea who her father is, other than he's some French guy. So the tension hanging over the book is Kerand her long absent father, or just some hunky French dude who will sweep her off her feet? Because maybe I was reading this wrong, but it seems like she wants to sleep with this guy, even though she isn't. She's sort of not sure if he might be her father, or she's sort of fantasizing that maybe it is her father. Anyway, so what significance does the setting have for the story? So the setting is very important in terms of the themes of the novel, and also just for the enjoyable sense of place and atmosphere conjured up by Dushapin. Sokcho is close to the border with North Korea, and at one point the narrator and Karand travel to the border. Korea is, of course, famously a divided country. Our narrator, too, is a divided person struggling with her identity. She is subjected to many of the usual pressures from her mother and the older Koreans around her, So they tell her, you're not pretty enough. When will you get married? When will you do something meaningful with your life? At the same time, she is expected to keep her mother happy and to do what she wants. And of course, this is rather unfulfilling. She also has an unfulfilling, dissatisfying relationship with a very shallow, self centered young man. He only wants to move to the big city and get into modeling school. He thinks if she gets some work done, maybe she can get into modeling school too. And so, of course, this underlines this pressure to get cosmetic surgery. That's highlighted by another sort of side story. There's a young woman staying at the guest house, and she's staying there to recover from this very sort of extensive, drastic facial reconstruction. Anyway, okay, so what are Dusapin's strengths as a writer? So the main achievement, I think, here is revealing, showing us the inner life of this young woman. She, feels like a real person struggling with all too common problems. She's indecisive and unfulfilled and dissatisfied and directionless, and this all feels very true and real. And I guess the other achievement is the atmosphere, the feeling of being in this cold winter and this rundown guest house also feels very real, and it's almost as if you can smell the fish market, you can feel the cold in the air. Does it justify the hype? I had mixed feelings about this, to be honest with you. I'm sure like I said, it's been quite acclaimed and celebrated in some places, so some people seem to like it a great deal. I wasn't quite so keen on it. I guess there's some good atmospheric writing. There's a strong sense of place, the realistic narrator, some subtle themes of identity and longing. It's very slow paced. There's not really that much going on in a way. And it's quite ambiguous. The ending is, open-ended is a charitable way of describing it. But anyway, if you like quiet, introspective literary fiction, this might well just be for you. But it might not be for everyone. Anyway, what do you think? Have you read Winter in Sokcho or any other Korean literary fiction? Please feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more book reviews and deep dives, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.